Hi, welcome to Adapt Analog. My name is PD. This is the first time I'm talking in front of the camera. I decided to switch things up from our normal videos and introduce myself. I'm a professional photographer here in Honolulu. I've been shooting for over 15 years. I started in Southern California shooting cars. I worked for a company called Vertex USA. I got into photography shooting all the drift events that happened around the time. We went to Irwindale Speedway, D1, and I got my start shooting photography then. And I shot with a Canon 20D, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to point and shoot, basically. And then I started shooting sports. I was doing jiu-jitsu at the time and Muay Thai, and I was thinking like, hey, I want to photograph our events. I wanted to go in and shoot and document our fights and our tournaments. And then I got lucky enough to get picked up by MMAJunkie.com, and I shot a few UFC events from UFC 100 all the way to I think 110 or 120. Subsequently, while on a drive from a tournament from San Jose, California to back down to Southern California, I was stuck with my friends in a van that we rented for over 5 hours in traffic at the 101-405 merge. And it was at that moment that I decided that I wanted to move to Hawaii, because the amount of time that we spent in traffic that particular morning was like, I always thought in my head like I could have flew to Hawaii by now, you know. So that's why I decided to move here. I had a lot of friends and family here as well, so it was like a no-brainer. So in 2012 I moved here, and I dove right into the art community along with my friends who are here, who are musicians, who are artists, who are small business owners, and I started doing photography here. I did things like fashion and event photography and product photography and retail photography and architecture. where I got my start in Hawaii, and this is where I'm at now. So over the course of the years of shooting from cars to jiu-jitsu to my commercial work now has always been with a digital camera. Started with a Canon 20D, and then moved on to the 5D, then the 1D, and then I shot with that for years until I got the camera that I'm filming on right now, which is the Sony a7R II. And I got this as a backup. It was just the a7 II. But other than that, that's pretty much my story as a photographer. In 2018, I, like many people, were inspired. And a lot of my friends in Hawaii have been shooting film, and I've always been amazed about the quality of film and the texture and the character and everything that happens with film photography. And I got enthralled by it, and I won't lie, I've been intimidated by it. One, for the technical aspects. I was a lazy kid when I started photography, and I didn't know any technical things, and I learned that later on over time, but it never took the time to learn it. So, and then we met my girl, Taro, and she was shooting film, and she had family shooting film. She had film cameras, and she got me into this. She really got me inspired. After a year of me and her being together, I decided, hey, I want to jump into this thing, and I want to learn how to shoot film, and I want to invest my money and my time to the craft. So why am I making this video today? Well, because like many of you, we're all locked down, or we have all been locked down. Things have just started to open up. But for me, and I know this channel is really small, I only have 167 subscribers at the moment of me filming this thing right now. So I don't even know if any of y'all are gonna even watch or hear me talk. But it is what it is, right? And I have to make content. So I am right now. I've been out of work since March. Since I am a professional photographer and I do graphic design, I understand what I do, being real, is a luxury for a lot of my clients, and a lot of them have been hurting. So if they're just rolling back into it, the last thing they want to do is hire me for a project at this moment. So I haven't been able to shoot film because I just couldn't invest more money into developing and scanning. Even if developing is $5, I just didn't want to invest more money into developing film right now. I have a bunch of rolls I still need to develop, and I still have a bunch of rolls in my cameras that I still need to finish shooting too. Being locked down and being uninspired to shoot is something that I had to work through. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I wanted to show you what I've been up to and what I've been able to shoot and the things I've been able to shoot. Unfortunately, it hasn't been with a film camera, and we're gonna deviate away from that. And I wanted to show you what I've been shooting with while on this break. So this is the Ricoh, the GR D4. It's not the GR, it's not the GR2, it's not the GR3. This is like the ugly stepchild for all the Ricoh hype. I love it. I love this little thing. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect camera by any means. The photos, however, are really impressive. It's beat up, as you can see. But other than that, it's like, it's alright. The only thing I don't like about this particular camera that I'm holding in my hand is that I think the sensor went out. I bought it for $80 on eBay. So I'm not really tripping about the defects of this thing, but in low light, if you shoot this thing in low light, there's a little like pixel line that goes through your images, and it's pretty annoying. So what I do is I try to shoot this thing during the daytime where it's less noticeable. So high ISO, low light kind of photos will have that artifact on it. And I sent a message over to Big Head Taco. I asked him, say, hey, my camera's doing this. I think he commented back and he said it's unfortunate and he thinks the sensor is going bad. And I also sent the message over to Ricoh, and then they also think the sensor is going bad as well. So it's unfortunate that this camera has kind of that ailment. But other than that, I shoot during daytime and I shoot with the low ISO. It's perfectly fine. And the colors and the images are actually pretty spectacular. So today, I want to show the photos I've taken with this thing. It's a digital camera, so it's not film at all, but I hope you can forgive me. It's called Adapt Analog, and I guess in my mind I'm justifying it as I'm adapting what I've learned through analog back to digital. So the way I shoot with my 35 MF, with my Canon 28, I shoot the same way with this. So this thing has been pretty good, and it's one of my favorite cameras to use. But I do want to upgrade. I don't want a GR3. Actually, I do want a GR3, but I don't want to get it now. I'm all about using the tools that are afforded to you. And I always got the older cameras with the GR Digital IV. It's not a perfect camera. This camera is defective, but it's still pretty damn good. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.